All right, how's it going? It's the Westside Speakeasy podcast and reaction channel right here with Moco Tattoo.
Tigre here. What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Man, we out here in Southern California,
In an undisclosed location.
most definitely, man. And we shit a new Raza podcast, TikTok, fucking reaction channel, whatever you want to call it.
Say. Our opinion, our point of view from the streets we're from out here in LA, man.
Yeah, most definitely. That being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are on YouTube, which this is going on YouTube first.
Yep.
Yeah, this is getting on YouTube. So good looking out. I think we're at like 176 subscribers.
Yep. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Thank you
That
guys.
shows the loyalty, man. We appreciate that the most. We actually be getting a lot more rhythm with TikTok. So go right ahead and follow us on TikTok. That's our TikTok right here on the screen over to my right. And it's the Westside Speakeasy, just as is.
Yep, just like it is here.
And then we are also on Instagram. So you can pretty much reach out to us on both platforms.
Any platform.
Most definitely, right? So today, we're going to kind of go right into it. Kind of switch things up a little bit, right?
Yeah,
let's
get right into it, There's a couple of hot topics we want to cover.
Yeah, most definitely, dog. So here we go, man. So unfortunately, in these times right now, as we speak, it just seems a lot of this racial shit's going on.
Mm-hmm. They're finding different ways to divide us even more, I feel like.
Which sucks, dog, because it's like you're throwing us back to 1970 fucking something. Or, no, you know what? I'm lying. What was that, like 50s, 60s, man?
Yeah.
And then the 70s was when it kind of switched
up,
right?
Kind of got a little better, but yeah.
I mean, at least that's for the black homies, or the black folks. You know what I mean? For Raza, man, I think we're just kind of like in a weird twist right now, dog. What do you think?
Man, yeah, no progress has been made. I don't know. It's just weird. Yeah, like you said, it's a weird twist right now.
It's a weird twist right now, man.
I feel like they're even trying to divide us into like make us argue with each other over dumb shit.
Yeah, most definitely. So you know what? We're gonna on this video. It's gonna be on Chicano. Man, I still haven't thought about the title, but we're gonna just get right into this, and it's gonna be like this. All right, so check this out, Tigre. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What are you, dog? Are you a Mexican? Or are you a Chicano? I don't know, bro. Like,
okay, well,
are
check
you a
this
Hispanic?
out. I'll be honest with you. That word Chicano, growing up, I never heard of that word, bro. I didn't hear that word till like I was like 16, 17. I don't consider myself Chicano at all. I'm Mexican. I'm a Mexican that was born in the United States. Yo soy mexicano que nació aquí en los Estados Unidos, güey. Now, both of my parents were born in Mexico. If they don't move over here, I'm born in Mexico too. So I never call myself Chicano at all. Just mexicano, güey. That's how I feel. I don't know how. I mean, that's my personal. That's what I consider myself. I don't know how other people feel, but
all right. So
I just feel like I'm a Mexican that was born in the U.S. That's it.
All right. So let's say you were just at Venice Beach, Santa Monica, whatever, just enjoying yourself, having a drink right at some bar. It doesn't even matter. Just just right there, and somebody just so happens to ask you, we'll say a chick. Maybe talking to a chick, whatever, you guys are vibing, right? And she's just like, "Oh, so what are you?"
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'm Mexican.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you were born in Mexico?
Yeah, you know me. I'd be like, yeah, I was born in Mexico. Even though I'd be lying like a motherfucker. Okay. I always be lying, but yeah.
No. Okay, we're not gonna use a girl then.
Yeah, because I'm bullshitted.
Yeah. Okay.
But I might even, me. I'll tell that to a guy too. A fool. Yeah, I was born over there, and they brought me as a kid. What?
Okay.
Like that's what I.
Okay. Well, let's just say that you were under a lie detector test.
Okay. Right now. I was born right here in the States. Obviously, I was born right here in LA.
Okay. So.
But I see that doesn't, to me, just because I was born in the United States, like my bloodline, everything comes from Mexico, bro. Like I'm literally the first one I'm first generation.
So what is a Chicano to you?
I don't know. I don't know what Chicano. Maybe if you're, Chicano kind of makes it feel like, I don't know, bro. I don't know what that word means to people, honestly. But Chicano to me makes it feel like I don't know. You're trying like you grew a distance away from your raza way. Like you grew a distance away from Mexican, I guess. I don't know. Because where does Chicano come from? Eventually, it all goes back to Mexico anyways. Even them, they're like 5th, 6th generation. They go back to Mexico too. So it's kind of like they're Mexican too. They're not Chicano way. You get what I'm saying? Because eventually, like the bloodline, we go back their way. Yeah. So how can you be, I don't know. Or what do you think?
Okay, so what I think, this is just my opinion. I think what Chicano means, honestly, dog, this is what I always thought ever since I was young. Now that you speak on like, have I heard it when I was little?
Yeah, dog,
I don't remember. I don't know.
I know. I didn't. I thought about it. I thought about it earlier, actually. Like, I never heard that shit.
But from when I first heard Chicano, from my understanding, dog, it means that basically you were born here in I want to say Los Angeles, dog, or like No, I don't
So
want
what
to say
about the people in Texas? I was gonna say, what about people in Texas, Arizona, all of those
because
people?
I was never there, so I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
really
yeah. So
speak
what do
for
they
them.
call them? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
get you. I get you.
yeah, so me personally, coming from Southern California, to me, a Chicano means like a Latino, a son of immigrants.
Oh,
Like my, like mom's
but
is
see,
is an immigrant.
doesn't that just make you Mexican though?
But that's what I'm saying. But from what I know, like it's the children
Mm-hmm.
of Mexican immigrants. That's what a Chicano is.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like maybe I feel Chicanos like maybe 3-4 generations here where like you kind of don't even
Mm.
speak Spanish no more. That's what I
So
would consider a
wouldn't
Chicano.
that be considered a pocho?
That's the same thing though, right?
I
Chicano
don't
and Pocho.
know.
Because think about it, like if you speak fluent Spanish, dog, and you're first like me, first generation, yeah, dog, like, and you see, we went back to Mexico every year, dog. Like we have a connection there. Cuando yo voy para Mexico, yo me siento en casa ya, güey. Like I feel right at
Yeah.
home. So like, there's no, I don't feel nothing but like that way. You know what I'm saying? Where I feel like Chicano and Pocho, those terms, you're trying to make it seem like, yeah, you're kind of like a no sabo, or like.
That's okay. Pocho to me
Mhm.
is like a no sabo. Like you
Okay.
said it, like yeah. So
And what
no
was Chicano?
sabo,
And what was?
okay. To me, no sabo
Uh-huh.
is like a Chicano type way of saying pocho. Because I feel like a real Mexican would say pocho. Like, oh, it's un
It's a
pocho.
pinche Pocho, yeah,
Yeah,
pinche Pocho, yeah.
straight up. So Chicano to me is more like the definition, like the educated way of saying a Mexican American. There you go. That's what Chicano is, a Mexican
A
American.
Mexican American. And think about that. You're saying Mexican first, though. So it's just, yeah, I get what you're
You know
saying.
what I mean?
And think, boy, Mexico is in the Americas,
so-
North America, South.
So there's a somewhat type of twist though, like when you're like over here in Southern Cali,
Mhm.
because they like there's a little twist where it's like almost a style now.
What,
So what I
Chicano?
mean by that is like, let's say me and you, like we're Mexican American, right?
Mhm.
Technically, I'm talking about like technical shit, right?
So-
Let's say we got like the Guatemalan homie,
Uh-huh.
right?
Right.
And we all dressed like on some like, I'm not saying we do, but let's say we were like
Like in some lowrider scene, a lowrider scene.
exactly, dog.
Mhm.
I don't think they're gonna really question whether this was Mexican. They're just gonna be like, oh, those are just like Chicanos.
But that's how they see, yeah, mostly everybody like that. Yeah, they're Chicanos, yeah.
right? Like
Well,
they
I
wouldn't
mean,
know if he's Guatemalan.
but
They're
like,
not gonna know if he's fucking
Yeah,
Salvadorian.
yeah, no, they'll just say
That goes for like raza too. Like
they'll either say Hispanics or Latinos. Or,
so
it's
technically,
it's a blanket term that they use.
I'd rather use raza when it comes to like, let's say I got a
Everybody
Salvadorian
raza.
homie, the homies, yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's what I would rather say. But some people will say different, dog. They'll say that raza means
It's only
like just
Mexican.
Mexicans.
I know.
You get me?
I know.
So that
yeah, I
goes
know.
for Chicano too, dog. So what? So if that was the case, well, what would you call a Salvadorian, a Honduran, a fucking Costa Rican?
Yeah,
a
you
fucking,
were Latino or Hispanic, but you see, yeah, in other people's eyes,
You know
they're
what
the
I mean?
same, dog, as us. You get what I'm saying? Like other
No,
people that
yeah,
are not raza, they see
you're
them
black,
just,
you're Asian, you're
and
white. They're gonna be like,
you see them
oh,
as Mexican.
yeah,
That's
you know what I
there
mean?
goes another fucking Mexican.
At least like on the quick term. But if somebody was well educated,
Well, no, and then you talk to the person,
yeah,
okay,
that's
he's
a
from
whole
what?
different
Yeah,
story. That goes for like the Asians and shit,
everybody,
right?
yep.
So
So I don't know, like, what would you consider? What term would you like consider yourself then?
me personally,
But when you
dog,
got native though, you're native.
but I
too,
still
though.
consider myself Chicano.
You would consider yourself a Chicano.
Yeah, because technically my
Mhm.
pops isn't like a full native, dog.
Okay, what is he?
He's mestizo.
Mm-hmm.
So from my again, this is from my knowledge,
your
mestizo. What
understanding.
that means
Uh-huh.
is basically a mixture of Spanish,
Mhm.
Spain, like European Spanish,
Mhm.
with Native American. That's what a mestizo is.
Okay.
But here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to ask me, most Mexicans are mestizos.
Yeah,
in
well,
my opinion.
that's what happened.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah,
like
yeah.
straight up. That goes
The
for like.
Spaniards made it. Yeah, that's what happened. They made it like yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
it's weird, it's
consider
weird.
myself Chicano only because my parents, well, my mom is full blown Mexican
Mhm.
and my pops is mestizo, which is kind of stupid because yet he was born in New Mexico.
Yeah.
So, it was just New Mexico turned United States, what, 1912?
Like some, yeah. It was
so
Mexico. It was part of
now
Mexico.
It's about
Obviously,
a little bit more than 100 years ago.
Obviously, it was part of Mexico.
So
It's
the
New Mexico.
educational term would, for my opinion, would be Chicano. Now, if you were to ask me like on some like personal shit, I feel like I'm Mexican, homie.
Yeah, because that's
straight up.
I mean, like, and then like it's crazy, right? Because you could like, like
okay,
and what other people see you as
perfect.
too. You get what I'm saying?
Let me
Like,
switch up the scene real quick, right? Let's say I was at the beach, man. I was
Right.
at Hermosa Beach.
Right,
Having
right.
a beer over there at
Manhattan,
Sharky's.
wherever. Yeah, yeah,
Whatever,
yeah.
it don't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm talking to a white boy, like
Yeah, yeah.
Caucasian. I'm talking
Like, yeah,
about
yeah.
white boy
What-
surfer
yeah, yeah,
dude,
one of
whatever.
the
And
ones
he's
that we
like,
know.
yeah, bro, fucking like, you know, what are you, man? Are you a
Yeah,
are you a white boy or what are you?
yeah. You
Me?
what, brother?
I wouldn't tell him I'm Chicano
Nah.
because you'd be like, oh, Chicano.
Oh,
Okay, well,
Chicano,
so that's
like, that's like
right. They won't
fucking-
really. So you know what I'll tell them? I'll tell them what it is. I'll be like, I'm Mexican.
Mexican.
Oh, okay, for
Yeah,
sure,
it's-
man.
it's
You're
e-
Mexican.
That's
Right?
yeah, right.
So
I
if
get what
you're
you're
so
saying.
that's where I'm going with you, Tigre.
Yeah.
So if you were in the same situation, you're having
Yeah.
a beer, whatever, chilling, vibing, some white boy for whatever reason, you guys
Mhm.
just come up like, oh
Yeah.
you're Irish, and he's like, what are you, bro?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
you-
they
what you
know.
telling
Oh
him?
yeah, well I always tell everybody I'm Mexican right off the bat because
Right?
that's
So
what
you're
I
not
am.
gonna tell
though.
them Chicano, though.
Nah, well, I'm telling you, I thought about it earlier today before because of the podcast, and I was like, when did I hear that word, dog? Chicano. I thought about it like, bro, I was definitely 16, 17 the first time I heard it. I know I didn't hear none as a kid, from none, because like I said, we're going back every year. Chicano's not a word that like we used with.
Yeah.
You get me? Like nobody really used that shit. Everybody around me was like on my type of shit where like everybody was fucking first generation. Everybody was just like, oh, we're just all Mexican. That's
Yeah.
it. Like fucking, even as youngsters, we were just saying, oh, we're Mexican. That's it.
I mean, I've heard of Chicano when I was younger. I
You
wouldn't
think-
say elementary because I just didn't
Yeah.
even comprehend words at that time.
Yeah.
But I've heard of
You heard it?
Chicano, yeah,
No,
like
I
in
know I
middle
did it
school.
for sure. Yeah.
Because like probably when
Somebody,
when we
somebody.
were watching like American Me or something, like you get me, like
Oh yeah.
my mom be like,
I
oh,
go-
es un Chicano.
Mhm.
You know, my mom would use Chicano, dog. Honestly, she would use Chicano.
Yeah, she would use Chicano.
Es un Chicano, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that's why I'm telling you that I always thought Chicano meant like a Mexican American, like
Yeah.
as in like you were
And that's
born-
what it is,
like
right?
your parents are Mexican and you were born here in the States.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be California, like you said. What about Texans?
There's a lot of people.
New
Raza, a
Mexicans,
lot of raza over there too.
Arizona, Chicago, man. Shout out to
All
all the raza.
all
out
the
there.
raza all over the spot, yeah,
Most
all over
definitely,
the
man.
US.
Shout out to even the Central Americans and all that.
Everybody, todo Latino, güey.
So that being said, I got some TikToks, man, like where they talk a
They
little
talk-
bit
oh,
on
yeah,
that
yeah, let's
subject.
see that. Let's
So
do
let's
a
do a
little
little reaction, then we'll get hot back into our
Let's do it, let's do it.
our conversation
Hell
and get
yeah.
a little deeper on whatever,
Let's
right?
see.
So let's see what we
That's
got.
cool, that's cool.
I remember there was this female.
Oh
right
yeah,
here.
she got
I
an
have no
interesting story.
Does she really?
Yeah, she got
We'll
an
get
interesting
into that
story.
right
We'll
now.
get into it later. But let's see what she got to say.
Let's see. I was watching it, dog, and she mentioned pocho or pocha or whatever. Same shit.
Yeah,
for the girl,
that's
whatever.
a term.
So I was like, fuck it, let's see what she's
let's see
talking
what
about,
she got
right?
to say. Let's see.
Can we create a space to talk about the term pocha, pochos, and how Mexican Americans are referred to by homegrown Mexicans? Your Honor, we'd
She
like
said
to call
quote.
Exhibit A
Homegrown Mexican. What
She
is
said,
that?
quotes,
What's a
homegrown
homegrown
Mexican. I think people allá in Mexico. Güey.
Oh, okay. Pure.
Like, that's what she said. Yeah, I guess that's what she said. Yeah,
Yeah, I
she
get-
did the quote, so it kind of.
Yeah, homegrown. I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, homegrown. I'm
that's
thinking
pretty-
she's meaning like.
That's
yeah.
pretty no sabo, in my opinion.
I'm thinking she meant like people that are over
Yeah.
there, right? Homegrown.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would have just
there's
said
a saying,
like.
porque dice el mexicano nace donde él quiere, güey. So like you could be Mexican and born anywhere. For in China, it don't matter. Like if you're Mexican, you're Mexican
Yeah.
because you're the people who have you. If your parents are Mexican, way you're Mexican. You can be born anywhere. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like it don't matter where they technically have you. Your blood and all that is Mexican and
Yeah.
shit. That's why they say that. Like el mexicano nace donde él quiere, güey.
So I guess I'm assuming she's saying Mexican born.
Mexicans.
So, I mean,
people that just
even-
That's
so
what. Yeah,
let's
you're
never
right.
get into it.
The caption in the original video that kickstarted this riff-off with Sailor Moon. I have always taken offense to being called a pocha. I feel like it's a derogatory term
I
to
agree.
differentiate a
A
Mexican
non-educated, yeah.
from a homegrown Mexican and a way to condescendingly remind us that we are not Mexican enough. Exhibit B, some of you
So
can
there is this
understand
thing that, like,
where this riff-raff
They would so like that's funny that you say that. It reminds me like back in the days. I guess when I heard it had to be a little like 14, 15 that term, right?
Which
So
term
there-
exactly?
Like that Chicano, Pocho,
Oh, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you want to call it. Pocho is one that I heard before Chicano for sure. Pocho is one that they would call you. They would call you that in Mexico, way. Obviously, when you would get over there, esta was pinche Pocho, way, pinche que viene de allá, way, you know.
Yeah,
So
like you're not full Mexican. Dog.
right, like you're
So she is right as far as it's kind of a somewhat way of like kind of like
trying-
making fun of you.
like making a
I
little.
wouldn't consider it a diss.
It's not a diss, but it's a little making fun. But
like I'm making fun.
It's
Yeah.
because the thing in Mexico, the food, we're like that with everybody, right? So like people that are born like in el DF and la Ciudad de Mexico, way, wherever you see them, chilango, it's like, I don't know why, like Mexico es bien llevado, way, like it's mucho albur, way, where you're just like always like kind of, you know, kicking somebody in the ass a little bit.
Oh
you know?
yeah, most definitely. I mean, like your place is better, or
Yeah.
your
you're
side
like,
is better,
and
your
they're always,
whatever. Yeah,
just like here too, where we argue
Yeah.
like Cali's better than whatever, and you guys suck over there, and fuck, you know,
it's human nature,
it
dog.
is human nature to be in competition with each other for sure.
But me definitely, I feel that pocho is definitely a word like to kind of make fun a little
bit, yeah.
But Chicano, I think, is more like the educational term or the actual like.
Yeah, so
it's
like
Chicano.
So like the thing about
right,
us, they would
Chicano.
say like the pochos, they would say like we're people with no land, right? Why? Why are we people with no land? Because we go to Mexico, dog, we're not Mexican enough over there. But then we come over here and the whites and everybody looks at us like we're way too fucking Mexican.
Yeah.
So like ni de aquí ni de allá.
So that's why they probably made the term Chicano.
Ni de aquí ni de allá. We're not from here and we're not from over there because they don't want to. You know, we're not Mexican enough for them, but then we're fucking too Mexican for these people over here. So like that pocho, I've heard that for everywhere. So no ni de aquí ni de allá, way.
All right, so let's see what she
started from and what the actual root of her content is. She explains that pocha means you're westernized, Americanized, and it's a bad thing.
Yo no soy como tú, no soy pochita como tú.
That statement of yo no soy pochita como tú.
Nah, she speaks fluent Spanish. Like homegirl lives in Mexico.
You're down here and I'm up here.
When I call somebody a pocha, I'm using the term pejoratively. I'm using the term offensively. Because it's offensive, it's wrong for people to be Americanized.
So the root of this content is the deeply rooted resentment towards Americanized Mexicans. Mexicans that are raised in the United States, of course, are going to be Americanized. To shame us for being so, to discriminate us for being so, to label us for being so, is the ideology.
She's saying it's wrong, basically.
She's saying it's wrong.
She's saying like it's wrong for them to try to like separate us like that.
So it's kind of like what I said before, as far as like, it's kind of like kind of making fun, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
making fun of you a little bit, dog. But like, I get what they're saying. It's true. Because even me, fool, that like my Spanish más o menos, güey, que and I go over there, yo soy que uno, hey primo, llévame a los tacos, güey, que a las tortas, que a ver a las chivas, güey, que a un pinche antro para bailar y la chingada. Even me, fool, it don't take them more than 2 minutes. Hey, güey, ¿de dónde eres? No eres de aquí, güey. Like, soy de Los Ángeles.
Yeah.
Right away, fool. When, soy de Los Ángeles, güey. Por eso, like, órale. Because even though they tell me, like, it's almost there where you're almost passing, pero, like, there's still...
Wait, passing what?
The Spanish way. Even my Spanish, that's kind of, I would consider it, like, more fluent. Even them, like, it's almost...
No, you're good at it, but I know what you mean. You're not all the way.
Yeah, they have that little, like, the ear where, like, hold on. Yeah, you know, fool.
You know when a motherfucker's straight from Mexico.
Yep.
Like they, and there's a like, okay, so for me, example, dog, I consider myself a no sabo, dog, for sure, 100%.
Okay, yeah.
Not all the way no sabo, where I don't know jack shit. If I'm in Mexico, I'll be fine, dog. I'll still pull some Mexican shit,
You'll still be able.
I'll be all right, dog. Somehow
you'll be able to hold your.
Te miras bonita, like,
you know what I mean? You'll be able to hold the conversation, like slowly.
It'll be
and
slow.
Then you'll be fluent.
You're faster. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, but
you'll know when it's somebody.
It would
from
take
Mexico.
you like 2-3 weeks, and you'd be on like a motherfucker over there. When you're surrounded by nothing but Spanish food, and you know a little bit, food, you'll be on like a motherfucker.
So here goes like when you're a Mexican, dog. When you're a Mexican, you even know what part of the Mexico, like what state you're from.
What state? The way
you're
talking.
They'll know the way you'll talk. Off top.
We have different.
So my mom talks like fast, dog.
Yeah.
So I remember we'll be at the swap meet, man. Shout out to the Rhodium swap meet and shit.
Yeah.
They weren't on that fucking weird shit like Santa Fe.
Fucking Santa Fe. Yeah.
Is it that one?
Yeah, Santa Fe.
Yeah. So anyways, moms would be out there like, fucking
shopping.
Yeah. Fucking, and then right away like a dude will be like, hey, like, tú eres de Michoacán, ¿verdad? Mm-hmm. She's like, sí, ¿cómo sabes? Like, no, like I just know by the way you talk.
La pinche forma de hablar,
yeah, straight up, dog. Or you'll be from Sinaloa, or you'll be fucking whatever.
You could tell.
You could tell, dog.
There's little words that each little state has too that they like. It's their kind of little words and shit, you know.
So just like the U.S.
Yeah.
Just like
that was from the West Coast. So
he's like
from
the Bay, dog.
Or he's from like Texas and shit.
You can tell right off top, dog.
Yeah, for sure.
So me, dog, me and Tigre, we're from Southern California.
Yes, sir.
We got our own type of style, right? Believe it or not, man, I grew up in Inglewood, dog. So when I would go visit my family out in Espanola, which is predominantly Hispanic, mestizo, and Chicano.
Native Americans.
No,
more
they got them out there, but no, that's like a Chicano
That's
town.
their own little thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a Hispanic town.
Okay.
My cousins, they tell me that I sound black, dog.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
swear to
bet.
God,
I bet.
fool.
Yeah.
I swear, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what? Like,
Yeah.
you
You
know what
sound
I mean?
like I know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Nah, there is a way of talking in LA. You know, when you're from
Yeah.
LA, the streets of LA, that like
You know?
you sound like real LA.
And it gets that deep where people from the West Side area, like let's say West LA, Lenox,
Everybody talks a little different too.
South Central,
South Central,
and then
Compton,
you'll
all
talk
of
a
them.
whole lot different than somebody in East LA.
Oh,
the
big time,
SGV,
bro, big time.
Whittier,
We'll have
like
our own
dog,
slang.
everybody,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Even the people in the IE, they got their own little talk out there. Like, yeah, everybody has
Shit.
their own little.
I'm from Inglewood, bro, so I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. Like I've been hearing the N word for all the way back when. You get me?
Yeah.
Definitely used a lot more now, but I have heard like Latinos say it back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. And then fucking in East LA, they would probably be more like, hey, what's up?
They
fool?
probably wouldn't use that.
What's up, fool?
They're like 3-4 generations. A lot of them, I
Yeah.
feel like, are 3-4 generations here. Were like, they're more.
And it's a trip because I remember back then, I don't know if they still do that, but like in the 562 area, they used to say dick.
Oh yeah, a lot of people
I
still.
swear they'll be
Hey,
like,
dick.
hey, dick.
Hey, dick.
Like,
Yeah, a lot of people
nah,
do.
fool. Like, or
I
dick,
think that was
yeah.
that was like a little thing for a while for sure. Everybody just.
So here goes even a deeper one, right? I'm gonna give a little jewel to just like whoever's watching, right?
Right.
I want to say like in the Lenox area, dog. No lie, fool. I remember a lot of fools were saying, "Hey, what's up, Pri?"
Yeah,
You
for
remember
sure.
that? Like,
Fool,
hey, Pri.
that little,
What's up, Pri?
that little city right there, that's little
Dog.
TJ right there, fool. Like
They be
that
like,
shit.
hey, Pri.
I know around,
Hey,
around the time
yeah,
there's little
man.
TJ. Like,
Yeah, what you know about that? Like,
yeah,
hey, what's
dog.
up, Pri?
Everybody was using that shit. That's a little Paisa city right there.
Yeah,
like, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like that's yeah.
And then
I agree,
now,
yeah.
now I think the new Pri is Pa. Hey,
I
Pa.
don't know that one. I can't get that one. That one, I feel like Colombianos made that one famous and shit. You know, because
Yeah?
Mexicans really don't call each other pa güey. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah,
hey güey.
yeah.
I mean, no me lo así güey. You know, fucking
Yeah.
like it's more like a it's more like a
And see, a
Central
way,
America.
a way is like saying fool.
Well, okay, see
And
that word
no
itself,
mames way, like,
that
hey,
word
way.
itself, if you like take it back
It's
to
saying
Mexico
fool.
and all that, bro. So if you really go back to that word is a disrespectful fighting
you're-
word back in
you're-
the
you're
days.
an
Like
idiot.
from my grandpa's, nah. So what it actually means, dog, es un animal capado, way. What it means is an animal a male that they chop the balls off, dog. That's what a way is, way.
fuck?
Swear. So like
Oh,
in my grandpa's
shit.
days, you call somebody a way, those were like we fighting right now. I might
Yeah.
even shoot your ass. Like that's the
Okay.
disrespectful I could get. And look. Slowly but surely, they turned it into like, hey, wait, fucking to
So
like
can we compare that to the N word?
No, I don't think so because like that word has to do with like the punishment of people of them being enslaved. You give me where like
Oh,
that
okay,
word has
okay,
nothing.
okay.
But it's a very disrespect. I get
That's
what you're
what I
saying
meant,
though.
as in, like, it's disrespectful.
It was a very thing where you could die for calling somebody, and then they turned it into a thing where like everybody uses that shit.
You're saying it
Yeah,
like
yeah.
as a
So I
cariño,
get what you're saying.
like as a cariño.
Oh,
almost.
dog, way just on the tone you say it, it means so many different things. Way you could it could be like to call your homie, hey, wait, ven pa acá. It could be like to
No,
me
I
to
said,
be
"Wait,
like
don't be
fuck,
stupid,"
like
yeah.
fuck, like way no mames,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that means like oh, like yeah, way just the way you use it is fucking yeah.
Man, so yeah, that's just there you go, people, man. That's some just like
Yeah,
jewels
play
right there
with
that
words
we
and
just
shit. Those
yeah.
were
So hey, man, let us know in the comments, man. Like, do you guys agree with us? I mean, like, or do you think we're fucking stupid? Whatever, man. Yeah,
it don't matter.
we're
Put
open
whatever you
for all
think.
that, right? So let's get a little deeper, as in his history. How about
Okay.
that? You know what I mean? So Mexico. I was watching something earlier, right, on YouTube,
Right.
and it was saying how Mexico, how like California, Arizona,
Yep.
Texas,
Nevada,
that it was basically
Colorado.
forced, like it was like forcefully made into the U.S., dog. You know what I mean? Because I guess there
Yeah.
was like a signature that was made, a contract.
Yeah.
But they were basically saying like, dog, like some fool probably had the strap, was like, you got no other choice, homie. You gonna just
they
do
try
it.
to make it seem like they signed the papers
Yeah, but,
over and
like,
fucking
willingly.
They gave us like 15 million for all of that land, which ain't nothing, dog. It ain't nothing for all that land, especially when you think about the land that they got, which was California, like all the coast and shit they got. Yeah, nah, something fishy definitely went down.
So what do you
dog.
think, Tigre? Was California taken from Mexico?
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 100%.
You think it was taken?
Not only that, when it was taken, food like there was things that the Mexicans had signed into play where like the Mexicans that lived in California, you weren't gonna be able to kick them out or nothing. Like they were like it was in the and they didn't agree to none of that shit. As soon as they took over, they kicked people out. They didn't give a fuck. Like so they right away they fucking just didn't honor their word, dog. These motherfuckers never honored their word since back then.
Man, that's crazy, dog. And you know what's crazy is that with this whole fucking immigration, ICE, all this bullshit that's going on, dog. Now I can honestly say I have a couple of friends out in Mexico that they're from where I'm sitting right now. We went to school together, like we fucking hung out.
They were raised here. They got here when they were 4 or 5 years old.
They're like
and
dead
shit.
ass in Mexico, dog.
Crazy.
Hey, it looks cool though, dog. They
look like they're having fun. I see
yeah,
a couple. Yeah, I got videos.
They be doing it. As a matter of fact, I want to say you say that female that we just watched on TikTok.
Yes.
She was,
so her little stories are crazy too, bro. If I'm correct, her baby daddy called immigration on her, dog.
Oh God.
And she looked like when she got deported, she looked like she was maybe struggling with a little bit or something, you know?
Okay.
But she had she had like 5 kids, bro. So when they deported her by herself without her kids. Fool, she became like a lawyer in Mexico, dog. Turned it all around, got her kids back, fool, like fucking homegirls, like, and now what she does is she's helping anybody who gets deported to Mexico. She's kind of helping you like settle in, dog. You know, like so you don't feel like, bro. Homegirls in she's in Puerto Vallarta last time San Miguel. She's in one of the spots over there by the beach. So Playa de Carmen, I want to say Playa de Carmen. Yeah, nah, homegirl's like, yeah, she's the shit for sure. Her story is dope, bro. Her story's dope.
All right, so I got another one for you, Tigre.
Yep.
Like a little.
Hell yeah, I'll give her papers if she wants to. Nah, just play.
All right, so
yeah.
So I got one for you, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of debatable.
Okay.
So when I seen people where they say like Mexican parents, they come whether it's illegally or legally into the United States and they have kids. I've seen some children of immigrants say that their parents kind of pushed them to like just speak English, didn't really. But then I've heard other sides. I want to say like maybe even like you, that where your parents are like, nah, you're gonna fucking learn.
They knew, dog. They were like, we're speaking Spanish in the house to this fool because he's gonna go to school and learn English. Like, there's no way around it. He has to learn English, and they knew since if we don't teach him since he's little, the first language Spanish is not gonna stick. It's not gonna stick, dog. So not only that, my grandparents they raised us a lot too, dog.
Right.
Both of my parents would work, fool. So like, there's no way. I mean, that's one thing that I do think is a little wild. My grandparents been here forever. They never learned English, bro, which is that is a little wild. That's a little wild, right? Because like it doesn't matter where I'm at. It doesn't matter where I'm at, bro. You could put me in Japan anywhere. If I'm gonna live there the rest of my life, I'm gonna learn the fucking language, dog. I'm gonna learn it. That's just me though. That's just me. Because I'm not gonna live in a society where I can't. I don't know what people are saying. Nah, hell no, I can't. Personally, but they knew, dog. They taught us Spanish first way. It was my first language was 100% was Spanish, dog. 100%.
Well, as far as like you saying your parents, because my mom also didn't really learn like the greatest English. She has super broken English.
Well, see, my
till
parents
this day, dog.
See, my parents, my pops and them, like by the time I was born, they were fluent in English, dog. Like fluent. Like he could 100% hold a conversation with anybody like fluent English. Yeah.
They've been here. Well, my mom's been here 50 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Grandpa and them be like 60 something. Yeah, 70.
So, what would you say to the people that are probably gonna be in the comments? Like, how are they here for that long? Why didn't they ever learn it?
I don't know. Honestly, I can't speak for them. It was a different time, and they didn't have to learn. I guess they felt like they didn't have to because. You really don't have to. Like anything could get translated in Spanish. It's not that hard to get things translated.
So let me explain this to the people that probably don't understand. They're probably out in some fucking farm watching.
Yeah. A lot of the time too, bro. You're working the field. They don't have time to fucking sit there and learn.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. They're not gonna.
And then the people they're hanging out with, they're not speaking English to them, so they're only speaking Spanish. You get what I'm saying? Like,
understand this, people. First of all, like when they're coming from Mexico, they're coming to California, which was Mexico before.
You speak a lot of Spanish.
Obviously, there's still gonna be
Spanish,
people from actually California that never even came from
anywhere.
That never left. That still speak Spanish. Still got the same fucking
same bloodline, same Mexicans,
all that shit, dog. So what? So basically, like, okay, let me ask you this: were your grandparents, where did they land when they got to Southern California?
If I'm correct, they landed in South Central.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, South Central, right? There's a lot of people that landed in South Central.
A lot of immigrants land there.
So that being said,
and then a couple of years later they moved on.
Okay. So moms, they ended up moving pretty much nearby here. I want to say like in Hawthorne area.
Okay, okay.
I want to say that. But Hawthorne was right next to Lenox, right?
Yep.
So I want people to understand is to a certain degree, they kind of didn't have to learn
Nah.
English because they either started working at like some type of restaurant.
Yep. Or family
making
business,
bread.
real quick. Panaderia. So check it out. Funny you say that. So from South Central, that's where the grandparents moved to, dog. Lenox,
Right.
the city of Lenox. And my family, there was a real famous bakery back in the day, dog, called Arreola's Bakery and shit.
Oh, nice.
And that's my second last name. You know, my first last name is Gonzalez. But
Okay.
But my grandma, they're Arreola's way from right here,
Okay.
the one in Lenox.
Yeah.
Bro, they say that bread used to get all the way to fucking Fresno, bro. That shit used to like travel back in the day. You know what I mean? In the 90s and like early that shit used to get around. But yeah, so like you said, like everybody, dog, everybody since they were 10 years old was selling bread, walking around selling, like all of the family. So like there was really like, you know, they were making money, they had business. There was really like they're everybody working, bro.
Yeah.
There's no time to learn really. I mean, I don't know.
So basically, dog, the money was being made like I'm gonna say it like this. Brown money, like being brown, they were just keeping the money brown. And what I mean by that is
flowing within each other. Yeah.
Within each other. You know, he's selling bread.
Yep.
He's selling
everybody.
clothes.
You're paying your nephews to go dry up. Your delivery got everything.
Whatever. Everybody just like, yeah, the money
everybody
cycling,
eating. Everybody eating a little bit. Yep.
Exactly, dog. So there was really no need to speak English. You
nah,
didn't really
everybody's
have to.
you're just talking with your people in there anyways, you know what I mean?
So,
and in that city, like if people that know, they know the city of Lenox. It's just, yeah, dog, you literally do not have to learn English if you don't want to.
So that's why like it's so ass backwards, dog, to me. As far as like when people are against immigration, dog, because honestly, dog, at least where I'm from, I grew up in the Inglewood area, dog, and most of the paisas that I know here that either got here, if they're not working gardening, they're
construction, they're doing something.
If they're not doing that either, you guess where they're at, dude? They're at Manhattan Beach, behind the fucking and in the kitchen, making your food, cleaning your plates,
always doing something, bro.
That's
getting paid under the table. All those jobs, all those fucking jobs, all that they pay under the table.
Like Santa Monica, like that's where, and they're getting good money, dog, and they're making your food. So that's what like always made me feel like, well, at least right now in these times that we're living with all this weird shit going on right now with this racial type shit. It's like, how you gonna be racist? They making your food, bro.
Bro, they like, especially Cali, at least this state wouldn't be running if it wasn't for the immigrants, dog. Look at everything.
Definitely.
Look at how much people are complaining right now with all the produce going bad up there up north, you know, with all the farmland up there and shit.
But yeah, bro, so
it's never that easy, bro. They just think, oh, let's get this fucking. It's not that easy, bro. It's never that easy.
So you were talking about generations earlier, dog.
Yep.
So I'm gonna get a little personal with you right now, right?
Yep.
How well do your daughters speak Spanish?
I'll say
they're a
little bit better than No Sabo. They're not. They're not fluent though. They're not fluent. They're not.
So
fluent.
they're like me.
Yeah. Like yeah. Oh yeah. Like for sure. Like they can hold a conversation 100%. They can hold a conversation if
so
they need.
How many generations would you consider them?
They're second generation.
Second.
Because I was the first one born here. Then they're the second one.
Second.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, yeah, their Spanish is definitely better than a No Sabo because like, I feel like a No Sabo is like just like little silly. Yeah, you just like.
So how many generations do you think it takes to get to like full No Sabo?
I think by like the fourth or fifth if they're not on it.
The fourth,
even the third, it could already, by the third it's gone.
You know what? Like you said, if you're not on it,
you're not on it,
that's the importance of family, dog.
100%. And not only that, like, what type of music do your kids listen to? See me, like, okay, I got a good little question for you. Let's say, for some weird reason, your ears were only gonna be able to listen to Spanish or English music for the rest of the time. What would you pick?
English.
English? You would go English?
Off top.
Yeah, off the top. See, I would go Spanish 100%, dog. Just because of my favorite artist. My favorite artist of all time is John Sebastian Way.
Right.
I listen to him over anybody, dog. Anybody. I listen to that guy over anybody, dog. So, like, and then, like, I thought about this one. I was like, man, that's a pretty good one. Because if you think English, it's not only rap, right? It's like country, anything you like that's English, you're done with it. But then, like, I think about the paisa, like, all right, but that would mean like banda, like mariachi, cumbias, and all that. Yeah, for me, it would no brainer, super easy. It would be Spanish, 100%. I would listen. Easy for me.
But look, here's the difference, dog, from the early 2000s to right now, dog. No lie, dog. No bullshit. I remember in high school, fool.
Nobody wanted to bump that shit back in the day,
dog. Nobody was bumping corridos like
Nobody
that.
wanted to, dog. Nobody. I swear. I remember walking around with CD players.
Favored like that, dog.
I remember walking around with a little. Remember you walking around with a little Walkman and shit. Dog, yes, I remember me and one other homie were only with Saul Villera, dog, Chalino. People like, yeah, listen to that shit.
But it was
Dog,
it was just
everybody
that small,
telling us though, like, you guys listen to that shit for real.
It
Like
was
that shit's
only
whack,
that
fool.
small fucking
Like,
amount,
dog, it was
dog.
me and one other homie that I remember,
But
dog.
for the
That's
most
it.
part, I'm gonna
Fool,
say
people
it, dog.
they were trying to clown like, all right, that shit, dog, look at this, fool, that shit
I'm
whack,
gonna say
fool.
it, dog. Chicanos, they weren't really trying to listen
Ain't
to
nobody
that shit,
listening
dog.
to that shit. I remember clearly, dog. Clearly, I remember
And you
that
know
shit.
what they were trying to listen to, dog? I'm gonna keep it
Tupac and shit. Let's be real. Everybody, even me, I like that shit too when I was
Exactly,
little.
dog.
But nah, I was always because of my pops. See, the thing was too though, like pops was one of those dog. Like he liked to dance with, like, so we love live music, fool. You know,
Right.
like so.
But we grew up to that. We
Any
grew up to
boda,
that.
any quinceañera, like so, like that's one thing I clearly remember too, dog. And seeing pops get down, like getting down on the dance floor. I remember thinking like, man, I need to learn that. I need to learn that. Like that look good right there. I need to learn that. And sure enough, dog, as soon as I got a little older enough, where I felt comfortable enough to go ask a girl my age to dance,
Yeah.
I was doing that. It's like ASAP. Let's go. Let's get it.
But I feel that the thing with like when we're like young in the early 2000s,
Mhm.
I felt that we all grew up like. To me, like when I would hear like Mexican music or honestly, dog, that would be at family parties.
Yeah, you
dog.
think of you like your tios and shit.
Fuck yeah, dog. Some fucking carne asada and all that shit,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
And kids running around jumpers and squirt.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah.
I just kind of felt like when you got to school though.
People, yeah, I know what you mean.
And
I know
again,
what you mean.
it's all demographics, people.
And-
Understand that. I'm from Inglewood, bro. I just specifically remember, dog, like it wasn't really like
fools weren't really
popular
trying
like
to be
that.
proud of like
You know what I
playing
mean?
that shit. Yeah, I know what you mean. And then, which was weird, because then you still had, in that time, you had the little paisa cholo style shit going too at the
Which
same
one
time.
was
You get me?
that? Which one
Like
was
just
that?
fools being paisa cholos and shit, you know, like back in the
But
days
they
and
were
shit.
tunes, homie.
Yeah.
They were tunes, dog.
But
to
they were
me.
still gangbanging though.
Oh yeah, it don't matter. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
They were still
you
doing their
could-
thing and shit.
Dog, I seen. Yeah.
Like
you
yeah,
could be
that
anything.
that
Yeah,
was a
that's
little
100.
like
But that's gangbanging shit.
Yeah, and that
I'm
shit kind
saying-
of that little style kind of died out. You really don't see no more paisa cholos like that no more, you know?
Yeah, because
Like
you're
that-
talking about like potreros and shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like yeah, I guess you probably see it, but not as much no more.
Yeah, that'll be like
That was his own little scene too, right there.
that was
fool,
his
you
own
know?
little scene
hell
where they're
yeah.
like you're
Where
bald, but
fucking
you're wearing like the
like
whole
a
fucking
paisa shit,
yeah,
just like in
dre-
botas, but you bang, yeah, claiming yeah.
That was honestly, dog. That's that real deep fucking Southern California type
Yeah,
shit.
that
To
like
be honest, dog.
HP shit, the fucking
that
out
HP
there,
up and all that,
yeah.
dog. And which we had too, because me coming from Inglewood, Lennox was right next door, dog. So
That's,
we
like I
had
said, that's where
we
grandparents
had a
moved
real
to.
mean, like honestly, dog. I was like right in between, dog. So
Yeah. And
'Cause
see, I grew up on kind of on that side with like paisa. It was just like a thing for everybody. The thing is, everybody was like, fool. There was always a kid showing up to LMS that he just got here from Mexico. Always.
Oh,
He
yeah,
played
same
soccer. We
here.
put him on
My
the soccer
cousins.
team and shit. Yeah. And
My
the cousins.
cousins.
It was
Yeah,
always
off
so.
top.
It's kind of like. That's why I say like I didn't hear that word Chicano, fool. I maybe heard pocho, but I hear Chicano because it was like, no, we're either Mexican or pocho. Yeah, and the only time you would hear pocho is like when somebody in Mexico will call you that. Nobody over here was really using that shit to each other. You get what I'm saying? Like nobody that grew up here would call each other, hey, pocho. Like nobody fucking talked to each other like that. You get me? It was like, if anything, like, hey, wait, or like you said, Pri was one for a while. Everybody was using it too.
all right, I got another controversial for you.
Let's
one
go.
for you,
Let's
all
go.
right?
Let's see.
So, would you consider immigrant? It doesn't have to necessarily just be fathers, but like let's say an immigrant father moving over here, having kids. Would you consider them racist against black people?
Who?
Like a Mexican that just came
Bro,
from Mexico.
Mexicans in Mexico have no idea what being racist towards black people is at all. First of all, Mexico, back in the days, if people don't know, if you were a slave and you made it to Mexico, you were a free man, dog. And Mexico, their army would fight for you. If they try to come get you, they weren't going to turn you up. They would let you be a free man in Mexico. So Mexicans over there, dog, they have no like concept of really being racist like that. That's not a thing, right? Because like Mexicans never put blacks as slaves. And like, there's a thing where like people hear it and they think right away, oh, they're talking shit. Like a term you'll hear, dog, for a black person, lo morena or moreno in Mexico.
That's not.
It's not nothing bad.
That's
It's not saying like you're
Moreno means
it's
dark.
It's just a dark skinned person. That's it. With moreno.
Like prieto.
That's it.
Yeah.
So like people don't understand. Like over there, they ain't really. They're not racist like that in Mexico. With that's one thing that they're not with. And like Mexico, they have no concept of that because, like I said, there was never slaves over there, nothing like that.
I think every race can be racist. Dog.
Every race can have.
But
every race, no, every race has racist in the.
Yeah,
every
100%,
race. A small
but as
percentage
far
of that
as-
fucking.
But for Mexican or
I'll be honest
immigrant-
with you. The ones you're talking about, I think that's like the people that got here and like things didn't, maybe in the 70s and 80s and things didn't go too good for them.
Well, I think, see, that's what I was gonna
Where
say.
they're
dog.
a little bit more, I wouldn't even say they're racist, but they prejudge a little bit faster.
No, I just, me personally, dog, I just feel they didn't understand their culture.
Yeah, not only
It's
that
a
though.
culture
Sometimes
shock.
it was sometimes too though. You gotta remember, like I know, I didn't get to see, but I heard obviously stories too from like people from back in the days that
Right.
that let's be honest, dog. People want to talk about how we're fucking that the raza's this, the raza that. The raza they would bully the raza, dog. The whites, the blacks, they would bully us in the beginning when there wasn't a lot of us down here, dog. And that was our grandparents. That was our grandparents,
Yeah.
our parents that like really got bullied.
Okay.
And so
Well,
like let's call it for what it
yeah.
is and shit. So obviously,
So from my knowledge, just over the years, from what I understand, dog, I want to say like around the 70s to like early mid 80s, dog. That's pretty much where like our parents got here, and I do believe at that time, Mexicans, they weren't as deep as they are now.
Nah, for sure not.
And definitely,
You can take advantage of them a little bit
where
more.
they're taking advantage of.
100%.
So that's where I think now
Those are the ones that kind of prejudge. Yes,
are
yes.
more racist.
Nah, I wouldn't say racist, but they prejudge you faster. Fool. Like they'll like right away, like you got to prove it to them that you're
you
not
wouldn't
like
say
that.
racist, but
yeah, I guess people would say
a
racist.
black person would say racist.
I guess, but
100%.
then like,
And I understand.
but I guess, but like,
Yeah.
okay, in that case, is if a black man,
But
sees,
that could be vice
I was gonna
versa.
say like if a black man sees, let's say 5 or 4 Hispanic young bald-headed Mexicans walking towards him, and he turns and walks away, is he because he's scared? Is he racist? Because he's scared of the Mexicans?
Nah,
You
he's
get what I'm
just being
saying?
smart.
Like, right?
He's being cautious.
Right. So like, I don't know. Yeah, I would call it like prejudging more than anything. Like the way I see it in their eyes is you have to prove it to them that you're not like that, right?
Yeah.
So they're already prejudging you. You're bad already because of what I went through, but like prove it to me that you're not, and it's cool, kind of. I don't know how they think.
It's
honestly.
hard, man. It's a hard one, dog.
I can't put myself.
I'm
the way
throwing
they think.
hard ones at Tigre right now.
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, but I think like, yeah, dog, because like you can't. I feel like to be racist, like to be an actual racist, you're a dumb person then, dog. You're not smart.
Oh,
like
yeah,
you don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
a good, like your
You're
brain
not a
doesn't work.
businessman. You're not a
Your
businessman,
brain
yeah.
just doesn't work correctly, fool. If you hate like a particular set of people
Yeah,
just
you're
because they are,
small-minded, peanut brain.
just because they are whatever they are, like, oh, I hate them just because fucking they're from whatever, dog, Iraq, Afghanistan, whatever it is. Your brain doesn't work, dog. You're fucking dumb. You don't like. Unfortunately, God made you with a slow brain, and I can't even have a conversation with you, honestly.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that like, there's no point in having a conversation with you. That's why I feel like actual real racists. I don't know, dog. If people are like that no more. Like people are
Okay, so
stereotypes. I feel like they go off of those, right?
Yeah.
People like play into the stereotype. People like believe those stereotypes full-heartedly, which is a little like prejudging. Like, oh yeah, I don't know.
I feel that when it comes to Mexicans and like let's say blacks,
Mhm.
I feel it all depends on the time and the demographics, right?
Yeah.
So where I grew up, again, going back to what I was saying,
Yeah.
late 1970s to like mid 80s,
Mhm.
I would say, which would be like our parents' age,
Mhm.
would be where they were probably getting like they weren't understanding each other.
Right,
Why?
right.
Because
It was two
you
different
just
cultures.
literally just came
Two
from
different
fucking
cultures.
Mexico, right?
We don't even speak the language yet.
And
yeah.
at that time, I want to say black people were just getting out of like
Nah,
the
they were
racism.
already out of it, but yeah, like civil rights and all that was a little bit.
They were just barely
passed
getting
it.
their-
I want to say the civil rights and all that were like in the 60s. So like,
right. So,
so
they
they
were,
were
but
still-
that's
yeah, but
only
they were
10
still-
years from then,
they're
dog.
still, they're still getting the
get
foot
me?
of, yeah.
Because I want to say then, around that time, that's when there was a lot of people moving from like Mississippi
Out here
from
to the
the
West
South.
Coast.
They were moving this
to the
way.
West Coast.
So they were coming from the east,
Middle-
and then they're coming from the south, all landing in the same little
within
fucking
within
boiling
like 10,
point.
15 years, everybody landed together here.
So my brother and my sister are 10 years older than me.
Okay.
So by early 90s,
Mhm.
that's when they were preteens.
Okay.
You get me?
Yeah, that's when the
And
new
that's-
generation had hit already.
Yeah, and that goes
and
for
that generation was
for
different.
black people too, dog. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are already. So that's like first generation, like here in LA.
Yeah.
So that's when I think it was
that's when
it was colliding, but at the same time, people
there was
were,
a lot of living with each other, fool. Like neighbors, a
Exactly,
lot of neighbors. Hey, what's up,
exactly.
neighbor? I mean, you
Yes.
can't fucking hate your neighbor, dog. Imagine waking up every morning and hating it. Like, what the fuck?
Nah.
How can you live peaceful like that?
That's
So
why
everybody was always.
That's
cordial
why
with their
I
neighbors,
feel like
dog.
the internet does twist things up a whole lot.
It makes it seem a lot worse than it is, honestly. dog.
Yeah.
And I don't like that shit. And then,
Yeah,
like,
it's
there's
fucked up,
There's
yeah.
other little platforms. You know which one? That fucking stupid ass one that I don't like. Adam is bitch ass and shit. Adam 16.
Oh,
always trying to
man.
start some shit. Like always just trying to be fucking instigating. And we, you know what though? I'm gonna blame our community and the black community.
Yeah.
We still go to the stupid fucking things. I don't know why
Yeah.
the raza still showing up to that fucking
Hold
trash.
on, we're getting sidetracked. So let me just finish with this little timeline. So now let's push it to, I guess that would be our
2000s now, right?
generation.
Early 2000s.
Late 90s, early 2000s,
Yes, sir.
dog. So now we're even more years in living with each other, right?
Right. And
And
we're now hip hop is a bigger influence on everybody. Remember,
That too.
hip hop is a big influence on everybody,
That too,
especially
dog.
like out here in the West
So
Coast.
that's why I feel that now that we're getting into like the 2020s,
Mhm.
like their older brothers and their parents were like basically us. Well,
Mhm.
we were listening, like you said, Tupac,
Fuck Ice
Wanna
Cube,
Be a Baller,
everybody, everything,
Shot Caller,
everything. Dog.
20
I like,
Inch
yeah,
Blaze.
it's just hip hop
Like,
in
you
general,
get
like
me?
even the East Coast hip hop, everything. Yeah.
So I could see where things are getting more mixed in, which is good.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
all-
people are just enjoying each other people's culture. I don't get like
Yeah.
what's wrong with that.
Yeah,
like,
people
hey, you
know
don't want
'cause-
me to enjoy your culture, then don't make it so fucking cool, huh? I'm sorry, like, I don't know. Like,
yeah. So at that point, you're just like you say, you're just being a little
you're,
brain.
you're nitpicking, dog. You're just being fucking petty for no reason and shit. Like, as long as, yeah, dog, like that, like me, even though like I said, it would be very hard, dog, because you know how much I love hip hop too, like underground hip hop, Coast
love
Contra,
it,
and all
yeah.
that. That's why I got the little poster right here.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I love it, fool, but like, yeah. If I had to pick, obviously it would be Spanish music, but like hip hop, it would be a like to me it would be a big loss, dog.
Yeah.
It would be a huge loss because like how dog, just rhyming and all that is just it's special, dog.
All right, so man, I appreciate everybody, still tapping in, listening. That was the first part, that
Yeah.
was the subject we really wanted to get in.
Nah,
on.
yeah.
So
we
now
might, we
we
might
can-
even cover another little part two, like
Yeah, we'll do that too. Fuck it. You know what? We'll do that in a couple days.
Yeah, let's do a couple days. Yeah,
there you
let's
go,
do it, man.
So don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you, everybody. Yep.
Yeah, because I was gonna say let's get into the no joke.
Yeah,
But you know
yeah.
what?
Nah, we'll
save
do
it.
that.
Save
Yeah,
it.
we'll do
save
another
it.
little part two because
We'll
it's a
save
good
it.
little topic we can
Yeah,
keep going
yeah.
on.
We'll keep going on. Good looking out, man. I'm definitely to push this one out more than
Yep.
I did the last one on YouTube or whatever. Don't forget to
Like,
follow
comment.
us. Yeah, like, subscribe,
All of
follow
it.
us.
Hell yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the Westside Speakeasy, Moco Tattoo.
Tigre here, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, man.
Yeah. Don't forget to add me on my personal Instagram, which is Moco Tattoo. I do tattoos, so if you
Yep.
ever maybe we could get something going. I do airbrushing.
Yep. Shout out
that's
to the West Factory. Shout out to
yeah.
the boys, man.
Shout out to fucking everybody that's doing their thing.
Yes, sir. All the money makers
The
out
homie
there, man.
Puppet, the homie Poppy, like everybody that's like my
Out there hustling,
my
man. Everybody
cuñado
hustling.
Fernie,
Everybody
fucking
hustling.
all the usuals. We got regulars that be tapping in, man. Honestly,
Sure.
dog.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to everybody.
Most
Thank you guys. All the
definitely,
day
man.
ones, man. Thank you.
There you go, my boy.
We out of here, man. Thank you guys.
You already know how we